Well, everyone at home, stick around. We're chatting with our celebrity historian right after this short break. Hi everyone, welcome back into North Dakota today. Well, we are kicking off Native American Heritage Month with the story of Mary Pukui, now featured on the $1 coin. Here to tell us more about the impact of her life and the coin commemorating her legacy is celebrity historian Raffi Andonian. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. And I brought with me the coin itself that we're talking about.
Wow.
There she is, yep, on the $1 coin, represented, of course. And on the other side, in case you're wondering, is Sacagawea. So the head side has stayed consistent in these $1 coins throughout the years.
Yeah.
But here she is, this year's edition, Pukui, right here on the dollar coin.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So tell me a little bit about who she was.
Her story really starts with her upbringing and how she came up. So, for example, when she was a kid, what happened is that at age 3, Hawaii became part of the United States as a U.S. territory in 1898. And so she was kind of born into, if you will, almost born into an era in which preserving Hawaiian culture became a very important thing. So her upbringing, from her parents, for example, on her dad's side, who was actually from Salem, Massachusetts, famous for the witch trials, who had gone to Hawaii for a job working on a sugar factory there, sugar plantation there. And that's where he met Pukui's mother, who was Native Hawaiian. And traditionally, in a family like that, what happens is that the firstborn daughter gets raised by the grandmother, the maternal grandmother. So Pukui was brought up by her mom's mom in Hawaii as a firstborn daughter of her family. And her grandmother was someone that did a lot of the traditional practices. So, for example, she had dirt floors. And she taught her the humanities, language, religion, history, so she could learn about her culture, taught her many of the customs and practices of the Hawaiian culture, which became very important when Hawaii became part of a U.S. territory. Now, she goes on to get an education that is bilingual, encouraged by her parents, who wanted her to be raised by her grandmother, but also wanted her to have the opportunity with English. And that turned out to be a major thing for her. Now, here's what's funny, though. At age 9, her grandmother died, which made it difficult for her, but she stuck to it, and by age 28, finished high school. It took her a while because she had other family issues along the way, including her uncle, taking care of her uncle, dying, and so on. So she had to really persevere to learn through this education. But what makes this interesting, and that's why I say it makes it funny, is that the bilingualness, the American influence, actually became an opportunity for her, because what she did, having that double opportunity, she became what's known as a kumu, which is a source for Hawaiian culture, and she became the go-to source, not only for preserving Hawaiian culture in Hawaii, but to present it to English speakers. So putting it out, for example, Hawaiian to English dictionaries, for example, place names, these kinds of things. So she became a go-to, not just for local Hawaiians to protect oral histories, which obviously is very important, but also for anthropologists and others who were able to share this culture more broadly, which does help preserve it. Because when you get to the 1960s and the 1970s, when there's a Hawaiian cultural revival, guess whose work that people turn to as the authoritative source for being able to revive Hawaiian culture from a couple generations past as it had begun to fade. It was because of Pukui that this took place. So that bilingualness and that U.S. presence, it was kind of a double-edged sword. It helped lead to the fading of the culture, but then because of her dual opportunity and her ability to kind of communicate it in more than one language, it made her in this unique threshold of protecting both a local culture as well as being able to document it more broadly, professionally, which allowed for a revival in the 60s and 70s.
This is amazing. What an interesting story. So how does the image on the coin reflect her story? Tell me a little bit more about the imagery of that.
If you look closely at what she's wearing, what you'll see, you see it right there on screen. Look at the lei that she's wearing around her neck, the floral print on her shirt. Those are traditional Hawaiian symbols.
Yeah.
You also see on there the fruit in the front, just over her shoulder to on her right shoulder. You see the Hawaiian state fruit and nut on there, which is known as kukui. And then you also see a phrase on there which translates to look to the source, which is very perfect for her because, first of all, she put out 50 books or so. And one of the series that she put out was Look to the Source. And it's also not only a book title for her, but it represents who she was because she was the source. She was the source you go to for learning the traditional Hawaiian practices. Whether you're Hawaiian or an English speaker, she was the source. So it fits not only the accomplishments, but who she became as a consultant on Hawaiian culture, both the symbolism of the images you see on there and what that phrase translates to, as I mentioned, look to the source. So it makes it so that, it really tells the story of her significance, I think, in Hawaiian and U.S. history.
Well, this is so cool. Tell me a little bit about, why she's on the $1 coin now.
The $1 coin is known as the Native American $1 coin program. And as I mentioned earlier, you have Sacagawea on the front. That's what you will see across the several years that this program is taking place. Of course, an iconic Native American herself, obviously from North Dakota, which is really great. And then every year they switch out a different person or a different story that's important for Native American, history on the other side, which is where you're seeing, of course, Pukui herself. And so this is a several-year series, one new person featured each year. Now, traditionally, Native Hawaiians are not counted, don't identify as American Indians or Native Americans, but in a political legal sense, they are classified as Native Americans because they are native, obviously, to their soil. And so because of that, the U.S. Mint wanted to recognize sort of the complexity, the multifacetedness of Native American cultures, and as a result, included Hawaiian natives, in this case with Pukui, in the program dedicated to telling the story of Native Americans through our coinage in American history. And remember, money is very important because money is where nations honor their heroes, and money is where nations often tell their stories because it really immortalizes to be literally on currency, on money that the nation puts out and has value that the country honors. So this really puts her in the annals of history.
This is so cool. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm always just, so enlightened after your segments. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you all. Check them out. $1 gold coin. And you can get it on usmint.gov also. So you can go online and order it if you like, or you can go out and look at it, find them, circulating around.
Yes, and if you at home want to learn more history, you can go ahead and follow Raffi on social media. Just look him up. You'll find him under Celebrity Historian. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Yes.